tired of using LinkedIn and Indeed and having your job search be a total waste of time, you spend hours working on a resume just for several jobs that you are qualified for, either come back with you're not the right fit, or the big companies not give you even a look of time with their ghosting? Are you ready for a new step of job career and ready to take the first step into your new tech world? Then keep watching, because this is the site for you. Miracle, and this is Population Me. If you're new here, this is a job series that I do on my channel where I help find websites and also look at more tips and tricks for people who are in their job career or starting a job career or want to know more about their job career, specifically tech, and understanding about what is out there in the market and how they can beat this job economy. Okay, great. So for this video, I am doing something a little different. I think the last time I made my episode, which would be linked somewhere above, it literally said I was going to do salary negotiations because I've done it, and while it has been unsuccessful, I've learned new things from it. But I think I have to push that back because right now the job market is only getting worse if we all look at the news. And I think people need this more time than ever to really find more sites to apply for jobs. And I do not mean you need to find 20 websites to actually apply for a job. I mean, you need to find websites that are reliable, can actually help you find a job, and takes away the grit and grind of doing the work and getting nothing for it. So that is what this video is about. If you're looking for the type of change that gets you away from Indeed and LinkedIn, please keep watching. I've done the research, I swear. Okay. So to get into it, this video will be split into two parts. The first part will be all the websites I found. There's only the major 5 that I looked into, used, or have anecdotal evidence from, mainly Reddit, right, whatever. And they would talk about how good it is, how much it works, or what it has that's different from the other websites that you might want or might be needing for your job career. The second half will be more Chrome extensions. They will talk more about how they help you build your resume from scratch, whether with AI or just looking for certain keywords that you need to add into your resume, while also helping you input them into a job website without you doing any of the work. And there will be a little demo for that in the end, so keep watching for more. So right now we're gonna get straight into it, but first we gotta put on these glasses because I am partly blind. So these will help me see a lot more. If there's a glare, that is why I don't wear my glasses usually. But I will be turning over here because my computer is over here. So if you see my side profile the entire time, it also means I did not move my camera. So let's get into it. So right now we're on our first website called Hiring Cafe. This one's actually built on the subreddit hiring.cafe, right? And it was built by a bunch of people who were tired of using specifically Indeed, not even LinkedIn. So this website might look similar to Indeed if you go to scroll through it, but they have a lot of differences. First, obviously, you want to look at the home page. This is the home page when you actually click on it. It has the colors, it has the different things you can click on, different filters you can go through. I'm not really going to talk about a lot of these. I'm just going to get to the main points of what this website can do for you. First, it shows you all the jobs that they have just from without searching it up, without looking into places. Most of these jobs are in America, so I'm sorry if you are looking for anything outside. And they currently tell you how many jobs they have on a website and how many companies they choose from. And yes, they're all in America. They link you their community, which is on Reddit, and also their talent network to learn more because this is an up and running website. So this would be considered what we call a startup project for a lot of people who are on the subreddit. But outside of the typical look of what it sees, if you were to go on this job right here, it says Associate Professor of some school, San Antonio. If you don't like the location that they have, or you might not like where it's like what they have to offer you, you can also scroll through the different cards, right? So obviously it's all in the same location, but it's different roles in the same location for the same school. I can assume this school is a medical center, which is probably why they have all these things within the same location, because they don't group every job in Texas in one place. That would be too much. It'd be a lot more than 4. You can also view all from here if you want to see it in one place as well. It's actually kind of cool. I actually never clicked on this feature because I'm not a medical student. But if you go right back, if you go to the top, you can actually see from relevance. So you can click if you want the highest salary, the oldest, most relevant, least experience. You can click if you want the last 24 hours, 3 days, a week, 3 weeks, yada, 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 right? Applications, you can actually choose if you want simple or if you want to be more time consuming, where you have to go on the website, put your own information in, and you know how it goes. And then you can show all jobs, exclude some of the ones you've done, but you have to log in for it. But you have to log in for a lot of these anyway, so it wouldn't be the hardest to do because it does take like Google, Facebook, GitHub in some locations, all that stuff. But let's get into the nitty gritty of it all and why we're all here. The first thing you want to do if you're actually on here is look for your wanted salary. So the first thing you want to do is hide any jobs that don't have a salary and put it on the website first. And then put the amount you want, any hourly, yearly, whatever. You can just leave it if you want. And then click apply. So right now you can already see that these have money. So this one has $8,000 a month, which is a lot. What is this? Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked already. That's a lot of money. Oh my gosh. 38 to 54, 71 to 90,000, and they tell you all the jobs. And if you were to click on it, they'll give you more information about what you have to do with it and how much they might pay you for that specific role itself. It does give the title, where it is, location, what your responsibilities are, and then you can go through the job and the company info, and it gives you more. But if you want to know more about how to use this, you can click on commitment. If you want full-time, these are just the typical filtering experiences you might want if you were to actually look on Indeed or LinkedIn, for example. But I personally use this website, and while I haven't found any headers yet, just because I'm not looking for a job, if you go on their Reddit, which I will link here, I'll show also some anecdotal evidence of people saying they either have a job offer or it's been a lot easier for them to actually apply for the job because they have this website, which yes has less than like your typical bigger websites, but also gives you a more straightforward view of what you can actually do to apply for these jobs, right? So some of the things you can have is the encourage to pay, which is fair chance or military, veteran perks and benefits. They give you all this, travel requirements, language skills, security clearance, license, security. Now, one thing I don't know, just for off the top of my head, I don't know if they do visa requirements as a filter yet, but if you go on the subreddit, you can ask for that, and they might be able to put it in within the next few months if they are working on it currently. But that is all for the first website. If you want to check it out, all of these will be linked below. It will be awesome. Well, I'm not sponsored. I don't think they're big enough to sponsor anyone. I'm not affiliated with any website at all. These are all just something I've looked into, I've done myself, and I've used, and that's just the bread and butter of what I have. So if you want to look more into it, it'll be linked below. So let's get to the next website. The next one is more towards what I use it on my own city, and it's called builtin.com. This one is more for the startup companies that you might look for in these big major tech hub of locations. Meaning it is not everywhere in the United States. You saw the last one was more United States driven, but was everywhere in America. This one is more towards like the Chicago, the New York, the LA, the San Francisco, the Boston, the Dallas. It is mainly for tech hubs. So if you're looking for somewhere in the outskirts of Colorado and it's not Denver, I'm not gonna say that you're gonna find a job, but I will say keep your options open just because it might not be like on this website specifically. This place does find you a lot of tech jobs and also a lot of startup companies as well. If you want to look into it, it does give you articles, remotes. It also tells you like the salaries as well. So if you kind of scroll through it, you can see it has a job title, location, and full remote, hybrid, whatever, right? As most websites do. You can look more into the companies you want, see their profiles, almost like you're looking at their LinkedIn, but I would say this is a better way to look at it if you didn't want to look at people's social media posts on there. You can more talk about their tech guides and how they are using it in their own companies. People do talk about questions, anything they have for them. You keep scrolling. You can even put your own. You can even find your own jobs here if you want. Find your own titles. But let's just click through some of these things to really go for it. Because talk about jobs, we're gonna stick with jobs. I will click on the salary as well just to see what they have over there. But as you can tell, the first one is Capital One. Hello, my bank. Hello, my bank. And you can really just have the same thing as it has for Hiring Cafe. Now, this is not a new website like it is for Hiring Cafe. Hiring Cafe came out the last few years. Built-in came out years prior. I don't know if they even have their copyright information here. Oh, Built-in. Okay, it doesn't tell you. But I used this when I was in college, so that should tell you that longer than when I was using it. But it does give you job categories, date, experience, industry, and then you can click on filter. But from the looks of it, it doesn't give you the salary like the last one did, at least on this page. I know it's on the other one, but it might be more of external research for finding out each job salary. But if you were to click on one, let's say you want to be the lead software engineer, full stack, these are for you guys. You could be an early applicant, which might be something they show on LinkedIn, but it was also posted 3 hours ago. So the other difference is you don't actually see, or you don't get to choose when you get to see the post, right? So the other one said you want to see within 24 hours. This one can give you the choice. But it does also push the ones that are newer to the top. So you don't just have to look for it because you're worried that the 100th person just applied for a job posted an hour ago, and you're worried you might not have a chance to even talk to them because they found their person within 100 people. But here you get like a little rendezvous. You can put your resume in here if you really want to. This isn't the application process yet, but they give you the nitty gritty. You already know what this is about, and then you can just apply on the very bottom, or you can just save it, I guess. I wouldn't apply for this job, me personally, just because I'm not a software engineer. But you do get to see what some people are saying. Now, obviously, you might want to do more research because you know how these people are. And they do show you a little bit of their locations as well if you are looking more into in person. They have a Chicago office, and it's pretty. Okay, so there you go for that one. So then if you go back to the website, we're just gonna click on salaries already just so that we can get this ball moving because we get it. You guys have really good benefits. And you kind of see like the average salary, which typically isn't the best way to look at the numbers. You want to do medium salary just because average could take the biggest person with money and then make the whole average go up. When realistically the lowest might be like 90K and the highest like 200K. It doesn't give you the best average. But let's say we just looked at, I don't know what we just looked at, like senior design, right? That would be 141K, and that would just be for all jobs, right? It wouldn't just be just for Capital One, be for like, I don't know, Google, I don't know. But this is why I wouldn't use this as the best indicator because you can also look this up. The jobs themselves don't tell you unless you do no research for it. Or if you really care, you can go on like Glassdoor. They also tell you the website, the salaries as well. But this one is more extensive. But it is prettier. I would say the colors are there. They know what they're doing. They give you all the options they have. I would say this is all tech. So if you're looking for like anything outside of UI UX, which might be the most non-technical tech role that you have on here, other than finance, obviously, you might have a hard time looking for a job. So unless you want to do a little bit of coding here and there, or a little bit spending time on your computer all day, I would say maybe don't use this website. It is a tech hub website. And it's not just for Chicago. I know it says it a lot. It's for any tech hub they have. They will tell you their locations, and you can also choose your locations as well. That is all for this one. So let's go to this next one. So this next one is called We Work Remotely. So from here on, I'm gonna have a lot more Reddit anecdotals just because I didn't use these ones. So I will be putting them online, or if I find a Google review that says it was great, post it. Yay! The first two I have used, so I can say it's pretty good, right? But I will also put the Reddit reviews just so that's not just me saying it. But for We Work Remotely, they claim, everything's a claim, they claim to be the largest job board for remote jobs. Now granted, they do have jobs that are hybrid and in person, they just happen to also have remote, right? Now it's a decade-long project, I guess. It only has 34,000 jobs posted, which compared to the first two, I don't know how much the built-in one has. It didn't really say, or I didn't look. Either way, I don't know. But it does have the smallest one, because even Hiring Cafe has over 1 million. So it does seem a little bit small for a decade of work, but it's okay. Then you could also post a job for $300. I don't know why you would do that. But if you want to go straight into the website, what it looks like, you can look at this. I mean, I don't truly trust this is real because they are pinned by the website. It does say posted 2 hours ago, so take your bet with what you want to take, right? And you can just scroll. It's just a bunch of jobs, right? We can go back up. But it is trusted by these companies, and we all know at least 3 of them. So if you go straight to jobs, I would go to all jobs just in case you've never been on this website like I haven't before I went on here. And I guess it takes you right back. Okay. So let's just click on one. Let's say AI developer is what you're really hoping that your dream job would be. It has already 216 applicants posted almost 12 hours ago. Okay. So it tells you exactly what the job is. It tells you when you want to apply, how long it posted, what it is, and what it does, and where it has it. And also the skills you might need. I assume you need more than that because there's no way. So it might be lying to you already. It does give you all the information that you'll get from any other job. If you want to apply, you can. I don't know if this will externalize it. It will externalize it. Okay. Oh, that's really interesting. Okay, so because it's also my first time I'm doing this with you guys, I did not click on this specific job before, which is why I didn't know it would go straight to Google Docs. This is perfectly fine because it does show like different websites do different things. So for this one, I would not say it's an actual job posting. I wouldn't even recommend like using this as like your, oh, I might get an offer back type of job, because these type of things might just look for information. I wouldn't call it a ghost job, or whatever they call it, when it's just getting information from your resume and not actually applying. But if it's not on a regular website like Workday, we all hate Workday. I wouldn't necessarily say that I will want to work here just because they don't look professional. In a way, they don't look professional. Also, they're building a team, which means it's startup, and that might not help you get a job. But how much do they pay? That's a great question. They do not post it on here, which is another thing. These jobs don't actually post their salaries at all. So let's click on one that's a little bit more based outside the US. This one's based in London, right? The home of the Big Ben. 3 hours ago, 18 applicants. And you have all these things per usual. It tells you where it is, anywhere in the world, but yet it says London when I clicked on it. So I wouldn't necessarily fully trust this website. I know I said in my research, and I did, but for some of these jobs, you have to be wary of them, because the first two were pinned and this one wasn't pinned, because it wasn't like a yellow color when I first showed it. But I would say if they are saying this is remote and you can do this job and whatever, I would just take it as for what it is. Next one question when you get the interview. This one has their salary posted, so I guess it's a case by case study. This is 50 to 74K. Take that as you will. I do not know if that's a lot or not. It's also in London and it's a startup, so might be very little. I don't know what London goes for, but it does tell you all of this. Now let's see if they're applying now. It takes me to a Google Docs, or if it takes me to an actual website, and we'll just go from there. This takes me straight to their LinkedIn. Okay. I wouldn't necessarily trust some of these jobs then, because this one is also a startup. So the last two jobs we just clicked on were both startups. So let's go from that's actually found as a real job if we can find one. Otherwise, I'll have to just say all these jobs are startups just based on the 2 seconds I used on clicking it. So let's click on this one, backend engineering, node.js. Also, the reason why we spend so much time on this one is so I can give you like an accurate view of how these websites work, but also letting you know that just because these jobs claim to have ghost jobs or ghost careers doesn't mean you should take them at face value, right? I just show you 2 different websites that have probably over 500,000 like jobs, right? And they've been there for like several years at least. And this one claims to be there for like a whole decade, and yet only has 36,000 posted. Could they be going through them really quickly? Yes. Does it sound possible? No. I think we all know like the big websites don't even go through their jobs quickly when they don't have those jobs. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to have so little, but it could also be like a passion project for someone and it just happens to gain a lot of traction. But this one is a lot smaller than the other ones. It already has to apply now. So let's see if they have their payment. Okay, you get up to 100K. 11 days ago, that seems to be the lucky number. Apply before this exact date, it must be their lucky number. Full-time backend anywhere in the world. It is interesting to talk about anywhere in the world as well, because the last job said they were in London and it was a startup. Now, granted, it could be remote, like they say. They don't tell you that it's a remote on every job, so you have to assume they're all remote. Otherwise, you're gonna find out when you get interviewed. But it doesn't seem to a website, or if we get to somewhere else. Okay, so it tells you should submit a form if you want to apply. So let's click on this instead. Okay, this is also just based on the sheer fact that this is just not the right place to look for a job, especially if you're not sure if you'll get an offer, or if you're giving them weird information you're not sure about. Because even right now, I don't even know what kind of job they'll have you do if they're making you go through like Google Docs. Now they could literally all be startup companies. That's all I can tell you, but I wouldn't know because they don't say it. Some of them just look really big of a company and then you realize they're actually new. So I would say this is more of a startup company. If you are looking for startup companies and you want to do more of that, I would say go on here because it looks pretty. I wouldn't go against that. It is hard to find it though because it's not the first choice you look for. But now I'm telling you about it. So if you want to know more, they'll all be linked at the bottom as well. If I could find some anecdotal response about this website specifically, I would find it. I don't know if I could find any when I actually looked for it. I think I just found people saying you should go here if you want to find more. But there are a lot of companies out there that do use this as well. So I would just take a note and say this might be for startups just because of the last 3 companies we looked at. They were all going to Google Docs. So wouldn't completely trust. Well, one I went to LinkedIn, which that's even worse. I feel like unless it's like a quick apply. But anyway, let's go to our next website, and this one right here is called powertofly.com. Obviously, these are all found online. I did my little deep dive for 2 seconds to look into it. But this one also finds this one specifically tech jobs as well. So the last three were all tech jobs with a little bit of different things in built in with HR, UI, UX, product managing, whatever, right? So this one has a pretty clean design. They do look more like they're showing off a portfolio than actually helping you with jobs. They even give you monthly job fair. Wow, my first time seeing that word. They also got their big companies in here that helps them out. So you can kind of tell they're a little bit more credible than maybe like we work remotely, which they say Google uses them, but they ain't had nothing close to Google on that website. So I wouldn't really know. But this one has up to 40, like a little over 40K jobs, up these offers, 150 plus companies, and 500 plus events. I think the events might be like the biggest thing you might want to use them for if they can have that much. But it might be up to just now. It might not be yearly. That would be really cool if it was yearly. But now they have events here, like I just said. They have all these. I'm assuming they all are virtual, so anyone can join them, right? And yeah. So let's go straight back to the top, and we're gonna click on jobs. That's what we're here for. And let's see if I can get in without having to like log in. All right, so this one has 32,345 jobs listed, and that's without me clicking on anything or typing anything. And there's no like filtering. So they're a little bit less than what they said when they said 40,000, but it might have been just a time of like a week ago. The one thing I do notice on this website, there is no filtering. You can't filter it. There is no filtering. Even by relevance, you just go by relevance and post jobs. So let's just go by post jobs just because I didn't type anything in. But here you just have your city, state, and country, title, skills, and company, but there is no filtering. There is zero filtering. So that is the number one thing I would claim might not be the best thing for this, but as they have already claimed, they have a bunch of people who said yes to their offers based on this job. Only less than 2,000. That's interesting to know. But these websites are kind of hard to find at the same time, so I wouldn't put like too much. I mean, I am judging, but that's unfortunate. So let's click on a job and just kind of look. Let's say cloud data engineer. They all sound like a lot of money and a lot of like skills I have no business clicking on, but we're gonna look at it anyway. So this is for Deloitte and it's in Virginia. So great. It was posted a month ago. First thing off the bat, doesn't tell you how many people there have applied. It doesn't tell you the salary ranges. So 86,000 to 190,000. Okay, that's pretty good for. Oh, no, this is. Okay, I'm not sure what you want from them. But they tell you what they are, they tell you the team. Qualifications are on the bottom per day, per usual. And then it tells you what you need to be, the skills you need, the security clearance you might have, the preferences they have, the skills you need. It does read like a LinkedIn. Oh, not LinkedIn. It reads like an Indeed. If you know what Indeed looks like, which I think everyone does. This is literally just Indeed 2.0, or I wouldn't say, anyway. We're not supposed to judge. Okay, so off the bat, there's no filtering. There's no definition of like how many people have applied for this job. So it does give off very LinkedIn or Indeed vibes, and then gave me a little pop-up for some reason. So let's see if I can like do apply now and see what that shows. Okay, you have to log in to apply now. That's fine. I'm not doing that. But as you can tell, there isn't much to go on here. You can choose remote jobs because they do tell you that from the start with the commie job. Now, granted, I don't know why, but it's the only job that says, okay, there are Deloitte jobs that says it as well. Now, if it's featured on here, I couldn't tell you what that means because that doesn't show up as what that is on the own website. So we'll say that the website is missing some key functionality, like a filter. A filter location would be really good, but they don't have that. So obviously, take this as you will. But if you like this kind of company or you care for like more jobs that might not be like posted on LinkedIn or even on their own website, I would apply. I mean, they are all posted like a month ago because I sorted it based on post date. So a month ago is still pretty recent for a lot of these jobs to actually look for people because jobs don't start sending applications until like May. So that's good. This one's posted 12 days ago. So even their sort by is off because it should have been on the top. And this one was posted a month ago. So I would not clearly say they have the best functionality here. This one has 14 days ago. So yeah, they're not in order. Even the sort by wasn't even sorted. I'm like shitting on it, but I found it. It's so bad. But it shows that not every website is treated equally, right? So obviously the first two I would go for if you had to are ones that I've literally used. It's Hiring Cafe and built in. I wish they were sponsoring me. I don't share how you sponsor me. I don't need a job, but yeah, this one doesn't have filters. It doesn't tell you all the like. This one has a video implanted for their interview, so you have to get the job first to really care about this one, I guess. They don't have their salary included in this specific job. Tells you what their benefits are, which is nice, but like you might want to know more about their lists beforehand. Maybe even know how much they pay, because even this information right here tells you nothing. Like 2 years relevant work experience and a GED. But you gotta be a medical assistant, so clearly they're not asking for everything. So that's the thing. It does give off another version of Indeed. I would not call it 2.0. A 2.0 might need to be better. Even here it says preferred qualifications. I wouldn't trust that. It'll just prefer. And here's your hourly rate all the way at the bottom after you read everything. So different jobs are set up differently. So I don't think they're all made equal. But definitely not the websites either. So let's go to our last main website before we get to part two of this project. All right. So for this one right here, this one is called remoteok.com. It was originally called remoteok.io, but it links you to the exact same website, which is this one. And this one is find remote job, work from anywhere. So typical, anyway. Right here, you see the website. It tells you basically websites that or companies that work like them, right? I'm not even sure what would happen if I was to click on one of them. Will it take me straight there, or okay? I don't want to do that. No. Okay, great. We're back. I don't want to do it no more. Okay, so we're not gonna click on anything. We're just gonna scroll through, right? First thing you see is a lot of color. It's a lot of color, and a lot of these words that says hot and new, which showcase that this is new, this is hot, because a lot of people are getting the job or they're applying for the job. This one is new, and yeah, they have a lot of people applying. So if you want to go based on that, you might just click on job that just says hot. Maybe not. I mean, you should apply for all, but they all say hot, so I'm not really sure except for this one. This is crypto. Don't click on that. Anyway, so as you can tell, it shows a lot of jobs on here. This one is not just text. This might be one of the few websites I showed off so far that doesn't have text. This is content writing. This has media buyer with Meta. This one has web. It's text, but it's a customer service associate, and you make good money. This is real. This is real. It's so crazy. Okay, so let's click on freelance writing, right? This has 50K to 70K, and it's contractor worldwide, non-tech, and content writing, okay? This is 19 days ago as well, and I don't know why it's pinned. I don't know why would it be pinned, but it's verified, so we're trusting that because I'm not gonna figure that out myself. The first you gotta verify you, I guess, if you must, and then you have to log in. So you can't actually check, and I honestly forgot that when I did this. So let's just go straight into the filters then if we can't log in. I mean, hey, this is what it is. You have to log in anyway to put in your resume, so I assume that's probably why. So right here, this is the first thing you click on. You can't click on. I don't know what they mean by join. I think they mean like the talent acquisition. These are the type of job. They have a dark mode that I could actually use if they just let me. Anyway. They give you remote jobs, hiring, yada yada yada, types of jobs they have, yada yada yada. You can read that yourself. But here you can't more, right? Location wise, you can choose wherever you want in the world. Well, will they have it? I don't know if they would have like Angolia. I don't know if they would have that. So because I don't live anywhere outside of North America, I'm just gonna click on North America, and we're just gonna keep it that way, right? Already I have at least 46 jobs I can go for. That's kind of crazy. So next we're gonna click on the minimum salary that we want. Let's say 90K because tech jobs, right? Okay. Now already you have only 20 jobs that you see, so it is very similar to literally any other website that has this feature. And the benefits, they tell you the benefits, they have all the things. So pay in crypto. Don't do crypto. don't do crypto, guys. I promise you'll be fine if you don't do crypto. Okay, so a lot of these jobs are closed, so I don't know how you would take those out if you were to sort them by anything. I guess you would sort it by hottest, and nope, you get a cat. You get a literal cat. That is so funny. Actually, that's so cute. Actually, now they're back up on my list because they gave me a cat picture. That's so cute. Anyway, these are the 2 jobs that I found that actually got you with my features, except for the salary. They actually took away my salary because this has only $10,000 to $20,000 per year, and that is just affiliate marketing. Which, I mean, if you want to do that, you can do that. This one has 80 to 130,000 for technical account manager, which seems kind of cool. And this was hot. I mean, a lot of people applied. It's almost a month ago, and it's sales. So, unfortunately, I can't really do anything. I can't even log in for you guys and show you because I don't want the mail. I just don't want the mail. I would just have to assume that this job will take you straight to like their website or a Google Doc, I guess. But based on like what it has, I would already say I wouldn't truly trust it because when I put in the salary, for example, they only gave me 2 jobs for everything that I had, right? North America and salary were the biggest things I clicked on. And North America had like 46 jobs. Now, why is it so low? I don't know. I mean, obviously, if you want to do worldwide, that could be a more obvious reason. That could be included worldwide. But even salary based, I set up to 90K, and one of the jobs is like up to 20K. So they're not truly like built in stone, like good filters or even workable. Even the jobs they have, I don't necessarily know if you can do all of them. Like this says 40 to 85K, which it's just a job putting that price down, but like that's a crazy jump of like 40K difference. Like who is doing 40K difference at this company? I don't know. TikTok makes more money. Like how? Anyway. Oh my god, I should stop reading. Anyway, if you want to use this website, you can. It is very pretty. It gives you a cat picture. There is no filter, so you get a win there. You will have to log in. I assume it's just your email username. So if you don't want to do that, they might also do your LinkedIn, as most companies do. And that is what it has for this website specifically, which is pretty cool. I still can't remove this filter, so that's very interesting. Already the website is breaking on me. But I would say this will be on the list of websites I probably wouldn't use first, just because yes, it has jobs in there and it might have jobs that might not be on LinkedIn, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's good compared to like I would just go on LinkedIn. I'm not gonna lie. Like even that last website I went to, like what is it? We Work Remotely, or the one before that. They just linked me to LinkedIn. I was kind of wasn't that crazy? Like I did not know that job specifically would link me to LinkedIn because the other 2 linked me to Google Docs. It's just like whatever if you're a startup, right? Whatever. But LinkedIn is crazy when you're supposed to be your own website. So I wouldn't necessarily trust it for sure, but at the same time, you want to use all these in hand. You don't want to replace anything. So if you don't like this website, it doesn't mean you should not look for any jobs on any other website. Use a different website. And make sure you delete your information in your last website so you don't get cluttered with emails. And also, you don't want them to take your information in case they do sell your stuff. Anyway, that is all for part 1 of like this video. Hopefully, my rambling isn't crazy. This is also the other website you have to log in to actually fully use. You have to log in for all of them, obviously, especially if you're looking for a job, especially if you want to apply and get like the information you want from them. But this is the one you have to click on and apply for on the website to even like see what the job has to offer you. You can't even just look at it. It just tells you the most basic information ever. And it doesn't even remove its filters. So it looks pretty, gives you a cat picture, which I don't hate, but I don't know how you're being noticed by Microsoft, Stripe, and Amazon. Maybe a decade ago when you first got created. But let's get into the extension, the Chrome extensions. If you don't have Chrome, I don't have like a backup because I only use Chrome, so obviously I only see Chrome stuff. But I will find and try my best. No, I won't. I'm not gonna make that promise. I just thought about it. I'm like, I'm not gonna try. I'm also gonna forget. But autofill job, like I would shoot resume, right? And then they give you like the top 4, and we're literally going through the top 4. That's literally how it is for the next 20 minutes. Let's get into it. And some of these I haven't used, so I am going based on the pictures and also the reviews at the bottom. Also, for everything I've said so far for the website extension, I will be posting the Reddit like love and hate and whatever, so you get like a full view of these websites. And in case someone says they hated it, but someone said they loved it, it will still be posted on the screen here. So the first one is Resume GPT, and it's an AI job autofill and best resume, right? Looking at the pictures, it is also like an app from what it looks like on your phone, an app on your phone. And you can use it as an extension here, of course. And you can fix your resume, but you can also autofill your resume as well. So if you don't mind AI, they can also build your resume. I assume they give you templates you can choose from, or at least they go through ATS. If you don't know what ATS is, I'll put down what it actually stands for here because I did forget. But a lot of jobs using ATS machinery and AI to actually look through the resume instead of like recruiters doing it, which is why I see a lot of recruiters lose their jobs nowadays. And it basically just scans your resume to see if it has like keywords that they need for you to be qualified for that job. So these resume builders are meant to help you find those words that might be found in an ATS machine in a company, so that way you don't get automatically declined the same exact day you apply. So let's get into what they want and what they need from you, the audience. Okay. So first thing they need is, or first thing that they have is the AI-powered resume adapter, meaning they actually make you the adapting. First thing they have on here is they make you your resume, right? They do all the work for you, and this is all within their free network. So none of this is actually paid, right? You don't got to pay for it. So take that as you will. Some paid work is a lot better than unpaid. You will have to read everything you ever get to these websites. So if you just turn them in and it looks terrible because AI did it, listen. You can blame AI, but the last thing you want to do is be caught blaming AI when you could just look at it. But this makes your resume for you. It does job tracking as well. So job tracking is when you apply for a career, right? Instead of putting it on Notion or on Google Sheets or Google or Microsoft Excel, whatever, it actually tracks it for you. Now, I will have to assume they don't actually tell if a job is if your job says deny or accepts you to an interview, you have to do it yourself. So it is still workable with you. It doesn't do it by itself unless you tell it to. But that's why I assume. I never used this thing before. Like this is the first one I clicked on. But that's what it has here. And right here it has 5 out of 5 reviews. I will link down someone. I would not link. I'm gonna showcase some of the reviews right here because I don't feel like just scrolling through all that for you guys. So CareerFlow AI. This one they're all AI, right? Obviously. This one also optimizes your LinkedIn profile, but the problem is you have to pay for this one. So this one does track your job search, saves you 10 hours, sure, makes a profile for you. So the biggest thing is that it makes you a resume, or it checks your LinkedIn, right? So key features for this one is it does check your LinkedIn profile and checks if it's like 0 to 100, meaning if you optimize the keywords, whatever, to make it into a social media profile. Basically, uses AI to rewrite your LinkedIn profile premium, right? Don't do that if you can get away from it. Just have a video, I think, on how to do that. If I don't, I'll go through it again. I mean, I'll think about going through it. I might make one from scratch. No, I won't. I'm too lazy. Anyway, you can analyze each section for a personalized checklist, easy tips, yeah. So this is all for your LinkedIn. It is paid, so you don't want to do that. Next one is AI cover letters. Cover letters are day of the past, and also it's premium, so you can't use that. So this is the only free one they have. They actually do job application tracking as well. Would I use this for job tracking only? No, never. All these paid features, you make me do a job tracking? No. This one has other premium features as well, but it's all LinkedIn. It doesn't actually take your resume and send it off to jobs. So this one has 4.5 rating, and it has CareerFlow, application tracker, ATS, resume checker, autofill, all that stuff. The only thing it autofills is your LinkedIn. I don't think it does anything for your resume. So would I use this personally? No. But these are all the questions that people have. You can read that if you want to. It's all linked below. And then it has these many ratings from Google posted here. All right, let's get to the next one. That is our number 2. Let's get to our number 3. This is called the Job Wizard. Autofill job applications and apply smarter. There's a little video here that I'll be playing over what I'm talking about. But what it seems like it does, it takes your resume and it posts it everywhere. It does say Copilot, so I assume Copilot is like Microsoft Copilot, whatever. But we're gonna just go through what it can do for you and not for me. So off the bat, it is free, $3.99. Does not seem to have any issues with that. So you can skip the other one I just talked about because that wasn't free at all. But this one does do an all-in-one job application, AI assistance. It highlights the weakness and the strength in your resume with keywords that you actually could put it in. So basically it makes your resume as well, but it does seem to not make it from scratch. You do have to give it a resume and it fixes up for you. But I assume you have to make sure like you have good information first, otherwise you're just playing like basic wording, but with good. Like it just seems like you put too much like high level words on a really basic resume. All right, this sees if a job that you're applying for fits with your resume, and it gets you a way to like make your resume look good based on specific jobs. So that basically means that it takes any job that you have and it says, does your resume look like a good fit? If not, here are the words I would put in to make sure it can fit for that. It does also mean you're making a resume per job. So keep that in mind if you use this. Make sure your cover letter, who cares? It gives you referrals. This one I never heard of anyone doing for AI. It connects you with contacts to enhance your job search through networking. Now, whether or not that is true or not, you have to find out because I'm not using this. I don't need this. But I assume they find it on LinkedIn and just searches it for you. I don't think they contact them for you. You might do the work yourself, but it does get you a foot in the door if that is true, and it tracks your jobs as well. So yeah, it doesn't seem like it fills out your jobs though. It does say it fills it. Okay, it doesn't say that here. I don't know. It is 4.7 out of 5, which is kind of crazy because it only has 87 like 87 reviews posted here, which are like right here. Okay. Now, I would say because it's kind of far down, it might make sense why it doesn't work. Because it only has like 9,000 users, right? And it does make you do a resume per job. So might not be the best one, but let's go down to our second to last one before I get to the one I use, just for shits and giggles. This is called EarnBetter AI autofill for job application. This one does unlimited access AI generated documents. So if you don't care about AI messing with everything you touch, everything you made, this is the place for you. So right here it has one-click apply for millions of jobs. This is like an app as well. So I would say this is an extension, but also the app has 10,000 users, so you can use it either way. Generates custom resumes and cover letters for every job. So if you want that, you can have that. Now, do you want to keep applying with every different job, every different resume? Up to you, up to you. But let's get into what it can offer you. Okay, so here it has autofill applications. So this one actually takes the resume that you made, or they made for you, depending which one you go for, and it autofills the application for you. So instead of wasting like 30 minutes typing your experience and your education, whatever, it does it for you while it's already in your like extension. And this one tracks your jobs like everything else did. And this one makes you custom resumes and cover letter for $3.99. So if you trust that, you can use it. This one has a world-class AI interview support. So if you have any questions it has, or if you have any questions, maybe not super specific ones, it can help you find them. But so can ChatGPT. So there is that. This is unlimited. It's also free platform. If you want to apply for 50 resumes and go for 50 jobs, you can no matter what. 100% free because job seekers need more support, not on a bill, which is why EarnBetter is truly a free service. They did that. So this one has 4.2 ratings out of 5, or 4.2 stars out of 5, but it also has 21 people who used it, or at least rated it, right? I don't know if I could find more people who've used it and claim it was better, but I will put what they have on the website here because it's Google, right? You can't really lie. Well, you can lie with Google, but they can't steal it from Google. I hope. A little naive thinking right there. But let's get to the last one that I'm going to demo for you. But of course, we got to talk about it first and why I personally like it. It's also the only one I use. Okay, so this is called Simplify Copilot Autofill Job Application. It does exactly that. It basically takes your resume that you built yourself and you input it into the website when you go to Chrome extension, right? Goes to the website, your resume on it, you separate by education, skills, yada yada yada. And then when you apply for a job, it actually puts it in there by itself. So it does not make you put in any work. If there are some things you need to put in, like are you born in America, do you need a visa, all that questioning, it does the work for you. Some questionings they do make you do it yourself because that's not a typical question they might ask you. So I will showcase this as well. But it also tracks your jobs as well. And from the looks of it, it also tailors your resume for every job. So if you have a few skills that you are lacking, they can tell you as well. I don't use that feature personally because the jobs that I was researching for this one, just like demo it, they're all tech jobs. So it's not that I need to do too much with it. So this one, let's scroll a little bit down. Okay, that can't. Okay, so I'm not sure how I found this one. I think I found this one also on Reddit, right? But it does autofill your job and internship applications with one click, which I would showcase that for you because it really is one click. Sometimes when you use it, it might not pop up as an extension. You know, if you use like Honey and Honey pops up to showcase that they have a code for you, right? Supply does the same thing when it's applying for a job. It pops up like the Honey extension, right? And then just be like, oh, you want to autofill this? And the answer is yes, right? So that's what I'm going to do for you guys to like showcase what it has, and I'm going to hide all my information because obviously I'm not trying to get doxxed. So let's go back to now I'm logged in, right? So let's say I want to apply for a job, right? This is gonna be a twofold because I realize I'm not gonna just randomly apply to like the chair of a college, right? So this is gonna be twofold. I'm gonna showcase how hiring.cafe works, and I'm gonna showcase how simplified extension works. So you get 2 for 1 special because I don't want to apply for a random ass job, even though it's fake anyway. So first thing I want to do is I'll make sure my salary is at a certain amount, but I also want to make sure it's shown. So yearly, I want it to be at least 90,000. Let's hope that's enough zeros. Yeah, it's enough zeros. Okay, so let's apply that. Hopefully I'm not. Okay, great. Now, 3 months is too long in my opinion. So let's say within the last week, I want to see these jobs, right? All right, great. Now, already you have 71,000 jobs here and 8,000 companies all in the United States. So I want to go by most recent. You can also go by highest salary if you want to, but I'm sure they'll just tell you I'm not qualified off of that. So we're gonna go for hybrid. So you can do hybrid, you can do all this stuff, but I'm just gonna do hybrid only just because I think it'll be fine. And then experience, even though I've been in my current job for at least a year, I'm just gonna take away senior at the very least, just because. Okay, and then I'm gonna save. Well, I guess you could just add it here, but it automatically saves for you. So let's get away from the nursing one and let's go to financial consultant remote. So the first thing you want to do is click on it, and it tells you everything you need. This was posted 5 hours ago, which is quite nice. Financial consultant remote. It has $72,000 to $141,000 a year, full time, all this stuff. Responsibilities. The bachelor's you need 3 years of finance, really, and all the things that you can get at any job. So if you go up, here are the company information. Is healthcare, more damn, like might as well be healthcare. And here you have the actual job descriptions. You have Optum NJ, right? It tells you who they are, what they're looking for, how you could be a helper, when they were founded, all this information that you already kind of saw if you like pay attention the first time. And yeah, it even tells you a deadline, which is pretty good because they were just posted like 2 days ago. So this kind of shows you that it might not be a ghost job just because they would not put this here, or they would if they wanted to make you guys do it faster. But hopefully they wouldn't put it here just to play with you guys. So if you want to apply, you will click here. I'm already logged in, so I don't have to worry about that. And this is United Healthcare. Whoopsies. Okay, pretend I'm clearly not actually applying for this. I didn't even know it was not. Anyway. I'm being found out, guys. Okay, so the one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on apply online because I already saw everything. And you can scroll all the way to the bottom. You guys know how to do this part. I'm just gonna show you guys how to use simplify. So I'm just gonna say I agree, right? Whatever. Okay, we're gonna choose a different job because that one actually I have to apply for. So let's keep going. So actually here, one thing I didn't show you, you can do simple application, meaning you have to log in. So let's find a different job, right? Let's do product manager, and it has the same information, yada yada, 130 to 185. So like more of my speed, right? And it's San Francisco or the United States, meaning San Francisco. I don't know why it says or. But job description, you can read that if you want to. Let's go straight to apply. This way I don't have to log into their website to actually apply for the job. I can just go straight there. Okay, right now it's loading. All right, great, perfect. And it shows you everything you need without actually having to apply for the job. So already you know this isn't, well, it could still be ghost because the companies themselves put the ghost on there. But if it's not actually, a ghost job, then it's a real job. So here it gives you the same information we just saw on that website. It just copies and pastes it, and it says it's not eligible for visa sponsors, so you know not to apply for it if you do need one. But on the side, you saw how Simplify just popped out of nowhere, right? I see they're not even logged in. Have to retry or whatever. Grammarly. If Grammarly pops up on your website, it's the exact same thing, even though it's also like a plugin. So yeah. So now that I'm logged in, I'm going to try this again. All right, perfect. Now, right now it has my resume inputted. It has keywords that I could put more into my resume if I wanted to actually be qualified for this job. I could do a cover letter if I want to. I'm not. And then it has common questions that you might fill out on its own if it wants to. Now, I'm just going to autofill this entire page. And so far, you can see what they're doing. They are filling in the right information that will all be covered. Everything that's one of them will be covered. But right now, it says application filled up, meaning that it just did my entire resume, my entire job application for me. Now, you can also just click off of that, and it'll pop up right here like honey, right? Now, if we go through it, if you see, well, you can't see because it's blurred, but if you see, it's all filled out. The only question that wasn't filled out was my preferred name and my desired salary and the location I want to work at, because those aren't typical questions that are always asked except for desired salary, whatever. So every other question, even the gender question and the veteran question, disability question, has all been put in there as well. And you can obviously put those information into Simplify as well, so that it does it for you. That way, if you have a race, you don't want to feel like answering every single time, put your race down. It'll autofill it. But yeah, it autofills it pretty well. I would say it's like 3 or 4 things that I put in myself, but none of it's for the job itself. Now, this isn't like the really hard job that I would personally would have showed you guys if I know a job to choose from. But if I was to find one that actually had tell me every single step of your experience and your offer and your education, it would actually be able to do that, because it shows up on your Simplify website what those information is. It doesn't read it from your PDF, it reads it from the website. And I'll show you guys in a few seconds. So here, I'm obviously not going to apply for this job, so I'm clicking off it, obviously, right? It's great though, it's great. But let's go into Simplify. This is the website that they use, right? I will show you guys this so you guys know my first name is Miracle. So it does have dashboard, matches, job tracker, document, and profile. So it says me, top matches, and save jobs down below. You can do your resume booking if you want to, refer a friend, yada yada. You can do all the stuff if you want to do it. You can apply for jobs on this website as well, because they also are not ghost jobs. So that's your 6 options if you don't like the other options I gave you. I never used it, so I can't really give you any found information if it's there or not. But here's the jobs based on my resume. So right now it just shows you what they have, right? You can view jobs here if you want to, and show your location and your experience, and it tells you the price points, where it is, and what you need to know, and then you can apply for it, right? And it's great. So let's go back. Let's go to documents, right? We get it. Okay. So right here is my resume. And if you want to look at it, you won't, because I'm going to block out every little thing in my resume. But right here, I'm my resume from scratch. I did not use Google this time. I used Microsoft, one of their tailored ones. But if you want to go to your profile, that is where you get to see the information that it pulls from. It doesn't pull from your PDF, it pulls from here. So I clicked on profile on Simplify, and here it has the resume that I made literally a week ago, because I needed it for this video, but also I need to update it anyway, so a little bit of both. And it shows your profile to recruiters as well. It says it doesn't do ages or anything, so we'll see if that ever comes. Personal information, equal opportunity, job preferences, and you can subscribe to get more out of it if you want. But here you have your work experience that you put in yourself. This information you get from your resume, and you just put in a company as well. You put in all the things you have, your education, your projects, any portfolios or social links. All I put was my LinkedIn. Your skills that you can put on here as well, and your language. And technically, this is where it'll populate from if you were to apply for a job. So you know I have my resume built in here as well. That's why I got all my information from anyway. If I was to change my resume, but I did not change the splurge of information but on the bottom, it will take the information from the splurge. It will not take the information from the resume. That is just to correlate with how you will apply on a job. If a job was actually for resume and information at the same time, they would take both, right? And this is what it would take from. They'll take it from separately. So this is not an AI application. It does not read your information and then make you something. It has AI capabilities in it, but not for the specific, portion of their product. So you will have to update it if you update your resume, which isn't hard, because it's better than doing it on every website. You do it once. And it's kind of fun because it's a color sequence. I love this blue, and it's on like a milky white on top of like a regular dusty white. So a little different stuff. But right here you have your job tracker, right? I applied for like 42 jobs using this, and this is from like different websites. It is not just from whatever the heck I just used. But some of it's from Hiring Cafe, none of it is from Simplify. Never use Simplify. So here are the jobs I applied for this video. Here are the jobs I applied. Well, these are the ones I saved that either don't exist anymore or I didn't apply for. Here's the ones that I applied for, but you have to move them yourself. So all the way here is the ones that got rejected already because why not, right? So let's say I got rejected from this job, right? You can move it. Just like that. Just like that. Yeah, and then it automatically saves like it wants. So you can export it to CVS, you got applications, yada yada yada. But yeah, this is like your little Excel sheet, little Notion, little cutesy stuff in there. There's your matches up here if you care about that. There's your jobs up here if you care about that. I assume it just takes you straight to the website, or it does quick apply. And that's really all I have. That is the entire website that I have. They don't seem to have a dark mode, unfortunately. But you guys, hopefully that was somewhat useful. And as usual, for every company or every extension I show, I will be showing some anecdotal evidence that it was either good or bad, so that you see the full picture, not just good because I said so or I shitted on it a little bit and it looked good. But hopefully that gave you some aspects of like, if you were tired of going on LinkedIn and you're wasting like 20 hours a day, I'm so sorry for one. But also you should try a different website, just because there are easier ways to apply for a job than like typing in the information again and again and again. And no one gets to be heard or told that, hey, we should actually fix it. Websites have fixed it. I would say, obviously, I'm biased. I've been using Hiring Cafe for a month now, just for talking to it with my friends. I'm on their subreddit as a user, as a whole user. I'm not a mod in any capacity. I cannot code for life of me, but it is really good. I do like it, and then Simplify, I just use it with Hiring Cafe, so it makes the whole process really smooth and fine. I'm not looking for a job, so as someone who doesn't want to even touch this process, hopefully ever, but one day I will have to. This is already good to have, right? So if not for anyone, if not for you, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your best friends, tell your coworkers if they're looking for a new job, want to leave the terrible work environment they're in. Let someone know out there. These things do exist, right? It's hard to do research when you're already trapped in a cycle of having to look for a job or you feel like you did nothing for a day. So that's all I have for you guys today. This was a little bit of a longer video. I hope it wasn't too bad. Hopefully you get what you want from it. So that is going for my series. I think April is coming up, and maybe for that month I'll stick more to like tech related videos, or not tech because that's hard to do even as a tech girly, but I think more of just like career focused videos, so I can really just like push in that mindset of what to do for like with these videos, right? So there'll be more videos made for that series, so just get your notifications on, subscribe, like, follow, whatever, right? Because May is the time when offers start being pushed out if you don't already have an offer. So it is high time I start pushing out content as well, so that I can help at least one person out there. Even if no one watches it and it's just out in the ether, it's out in the ether, but someone's gonna know about this eventually. So that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Next time I have like 2 more videos I gotta make. One is a book video. Another one is, a Women's Day months video, which I gotta figure out what I'm talking about for that one. So I have work to do, even though it's like 8 o'clock right now. I have work to do. But I will see you guys literally in my next video. But okay, bye. Let me shut the book.